Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Unfinished Business, episode 37. Another week, another Lost Podcast member. We got Tyler and Corey and myself, Taylor, here with you tonight. We got a banger of a show. We are going to recap the European Disc Golf Festival. Ricky is dominating right now. We had a very dramatic finish in FPO. We're going to talk about this venue as it is going to be the host for what will be replacing the European Open next year. And then we've got put together a mid-year MPO top 10. I can tell you right now, I've got objections with a lot of these lists, so it's going to get a little spicy. We're going to do our typical buy sell, which I don't think any of us have thought about, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Then we got Ledgestone this week, so we'll pick the MPO podiums for that. We got a pick update for the Disc Golf Festival, and as always, we got a game cooked up. I'll leave it to you guys to begin. What were your initial thoughts on the European Disc Golf Festival?
My initial thoughts is that it's really cool venue.
Yeah.
Super cool. I know a lot of people have been giving a little hate about like how easy the course was, but it looked like a typical venue over here in the States in the matter of like scoring wise. Like, you know, 32 under was a winning score over 3 days. Wasn't super low, even though Ricky absolutely torched it day one. But I think what I really enjoyed the most is that this is something that I'm starting to believe is we got to be thinking more about the production, or not production, like how we present venues in the way of like what they did with the music festival thing. And obviously it's not a disc golf course there, but they made one and it was awesome. Yeah. So hopefully the States can learn something. Maybe we can do something like this in like a higher metropolitan area. I think that'd be sick. So I loved it. I love the venue, love the spot. I thought it was awesome to watch. So that's just a couple of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Do we think that courses should be able to be 16 downed on day one? Or is that something that should be like obviously Paul did 18 down, broke the record at D-Glow. Where else did he do it? Waco?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know those courses and we know how difficult they are. So that gives the impact. Does a first
Eureka
day
Lake
16
too, I think. He went 18 under at Eureka, right?
Yeah. So does a course like this, does this give like a bad taste in anybody's mouth? Like first, right out of the gate, 16 down? Or is this like something that's perfectly fine?
I think it would bother me more if like there were multiple rounds at that level. I mean, I think a big piece of that is like, I mean, it's a 11-19 rated round. It's like the third highest rated round of all time. I think a lot of credit goes to Ricky for just not making any mistakes. Like it, especially throughout obviously he played well throughout the weekend, but there was not another round like in that realm that weekend. So I think it's hard just because it's a course again that we haven't seen a ton. So it's hard to like, just for Ricky to come out round one and do that, it's hard to have a like basis for comparison for it. But I wouldn't undersell how well Ricky played to just like the course was super easy, which it definitely was an easier course. Like, don't get me wrong, but also Ricky lit it up in that first round.
I just mean that like Ricky is arguably one of the best, top 2, top 3, depending on who you're talking to, and for a day one for him to just show up and do that, do we need to make the courses harder, or was that just kind of like a wow, he did that? I don't know what any of the like what was the next best round?
I think 12 under. Well, that day it was only 10.
10, yeah.
But I think 12 and 11 under were like the next best rounds of the entire tournament, I believe.
Okay.
So, I mean, honestly, though, if you go back and watch, Ricky could not miss. Like, that's honestly all it was. I mean, he shot 5 under the next round, I think is what it was.
Okay. Yeah, there were a couple 12s on the third day, Paul and Yona, to kind of claw back a little bit, but nothing close to that 16.
The big thing for me, it's like, did people enjoy watching disc golf at that venue? Was it annoying? And did one person just absolutely run away with the tournament? And we almost thought the latter question was going to happen, but it didn't. Paul came back. Ricky started making mistakes.
Yeah.
Which I want to throw out there real quick. It was awesome to see the last round how like Ricky clearly missed lines. You could tell he was feeling the pressure from Paul. And that was the biggest thing for this tournament for me is it was so cool to see some of the old dogs fighting it. And you could see both being a little nervous. And Ricky being more nervous on tee shots more than anything. I mean, he went OB twice when he absolutely didn't need to go OB on either one of those. I think it was more like a shot selection, like disc, and he totally screwed it up both times. So,
I mean, every time I go OB, it's not on purpose either. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, like,
sometimes like on this hole, I really just want to take that OB stroke. It's fun over there.
But he went like straight OB with taking a driver that wasn't as overstable as he could have thrown, and he didn't it was a headwind, so he should have thought, hey, I've got this many stroke lead. Why don't I throw something that absolutely gets him bound? But he did the Ricky thing and just went balls to the wall and wasn't playing safe, which Ricky never plays safe unless he's throwing up a putt next to the basket for his last stroke. So
I think the only time I've ever seen anybody go OB on purpose was hole 16 at Deglo when Simon just rips it.
Baby.
I'm curious how they change that. I know that'll be a future question, but I'm very curious.
Yeah, I had just written down a couple notes for this one. Tyler hit on a couple of them. Really, it was just super fun for me to have the Rick Paul battle at the end, which transitions me to, I think the question that I'm going to pose to everybody is, what is Paul back meter at? Me as a longtime Paul apologist, I want to crank that thing to like, he's so back, but man, that last putt really made it tough to be like Paul's super back when he had a chance to tie it and missed it inside the circle putt to do that. That's just like that's not a Paul's back maneuver. So it's trending higher still, but it was hard. And me and Scott are going to have words in a minute.
Scott says 0. I give it an 8. I'll go 80% back. One of the things I put in my notes about Paul is the missed putt on 18 might go down as one of the worst moments he's ever had closing a tournament. Yeah. Like that's something you would never see. And it would be a different story if it was like, I don't know, Gannon, honestly, it would be, but it was Ricky. Like the fact that it was Ricky, he had to make the putt to make Ricky make his putt and he missed and he hit the band. Like to me, I was like, whoa. And I think it's going to be one of those like worst moments in his career, like missing that putt. Maybe a little melodramatic, but
no, I especially think like if we get to the end of the year and Paul didn't win a tournament, doesn't match Ricky's streak, loses significant ground to Ricky in the like total winnings race. Like I definitely think that's a moment you can look to and be like, you definitely missed a huge opportunity there. Yeah. I'll say real quick too, I know Scott put in the chat he didn't feel the pressure from Paul. He was hurt. I know Ricky said immediately, he got asked like, did you feel the pressure from Paul? He's like, no. I think that's just the chess game between Ricky and Paul. There was a 1,000% pressure from Paul at that event.
Yep.
I'm going to say 81%.
Just right.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing, a comment I want to make about 18 is now Scott would be able to, like I mentioned earlier when we were live, Scott can correct me on this. When I watched the post-produced coverage, nobody congratulated Ricky like that was playing with him. No Paul, really? No Kyle, and no Aaron Gossage. None of them went and congratulated Ricky, which I thought was very odd because usually on the 18, everyone's hugging each other. It's a weird scene.
I thought you were supposed to congratulate him before you throw.
No, they did the fist pump on 18. They did the fist pump.
That's super interesting too, because I was thinking one other thing I was going to bring up is I was curious with Ricky's comment about like the Rick and Paul tension, because I kind of felt like, watching them coming down fairways at European Open, I kind of felt like that was over just because, they were talking and cordial, like Paul was smiling, like it seemed like they had a like pretty good conversation through a lot of that tournament. So I was pretty surprised to see Ricky, like you can't tell me Ricky says that not as a dig to Paul, like immediately when they get asked, he gets asked that question. So as I kind of like that the tension's still there. I can't lie. It's entertaining at least.
Yeah, Scott, if you're watching live and they actually did congratulate Ricky, let me know in the chat. But I didn't see it in post-produce, and I thought very interesting. So
That's called Photoshop, okay?
Could have been.
They remove a lot
After
of stuff.
Effects.
Can I give like one more little like tidbit, like 30-second mini rant?
Yeah.
I am really sick and tired of when people miss putts, like just having an absolute meltdown fit, slamming your leg. I am so sick and tired of it. Surprisingly enough, the one person I noticed that doesn't really do it is Ricky. Like Ricky actually just makes a face like, I missed it, move on. But everyone else like gets all upset when they miss putts. Like in golf, you don't normally see like an overreaction. Like on the PGA Tour, Live, it's a little different because you have some freedom to say some clever words. But like,
all right, moving on. That was 30 seconds, man. You saw me count it.
So Scott says that he saw Goose at least congratulate Ricky. But
it's interesting too when you think about like obviously like teams in disc golf are kind of weird, but like the Discraft guys hang out a lot. Like there's that Airbnb crew, like they're close. Dynamic doesn't have another MPO player that's relevant. So I feel like Ricky might just be kind of, and he may have been that way before, but just kind of on his own out there.
Yeah. Oh, Matt says that Ricky, I think Matt's referring to Ricky went crazy at Preserve. Well, I don't remember it, so I'll have to go back and watch. So I guess everyone's on the radar for being an idiot when they miss a putt.
Yeah, across the board, that it's super annoying.
I will say,
miss your putt, move on.
Kyle Klein 3-putted from like 20 feet. It was pretty immaculate on like hole like 14 or 15.
I heard, I didn't get to tune into or really pay attention to the whole round. I heard the commentator say Kyle looked like he was in a lot of pain. Like, did he have some sort of injury going on?
It looked like every shot before Kyle threw, he was going to poop himself. Like he looked so scared, so nervous. So I don't know what it was. I think he always looks like that. So take that with a grain of salt. Like he looks so scared every time. Like I look at this guy and I'm like, how did he win a U.S. Open? Like it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how he
with
did.
The same face that he's making now.
For real. But the thing is, when he won, there's no reaction. He's like, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Like I think he's just an ultra awkward guy. So,
or was he nervous to talk in front of people because he already pooped his pants?
He could have definitely pooped his pants and done that.
Yeah. He is from 2 states. He's from Wyoming, Michigan. So
yeah,
Scott
is weird.
Scott says he disagrees. Show emotion is fine. I'm tired of like the overreaction of people making putts. That's me. I might be the only one. For me, it's like if you're in the top tier level of player, like you're not supposed to show frustration in that regard, in my opinion, when it comes to golf. But
and Tyler does come from a golf background.
You know what?
I definitely I agree because like I feel like there's an acceptable level. Like you miss a putt, especially in a big moment, like be frustrated, that's fine. But like I mean the days of like Eagle rolling around on the ground and like breaking his hand and just like we've talked about Gannon before, just like throwing his hands up and just like I was gonna say the taco,
I do love a good taco. You're right.
So like I definitely agree that emotion's fine, but there's
it's
a lot
more or less
of,
when people it almost looks fake. I don't like when it almost looks fake. Like something happened and then they kind of just do this like whimpery like pout and it looks like they're trying to make a scene, maybe because they're on coverage or something. Yeah. And it just looks dumb.
Like the thing is, Scott's saying this isn't the PGA. I know, but like I like the positive like reactions, like big fist bumps, let's go. I love all that. I just don't really. I think it's immature to always be slapping your leg, freaking out after every single misplay. Like Taylor said, if it's a big moment, absolutely, I totally get that. But I'm annoyed by it.
Also, while we're on the subject, I am a person that's really trying to like Ricky as being a Ricky hater for a long time. But if that man just randomly raptor legs just the weirdest moments more, it's going to be so hard for me. It's like he's walking up on the stage to like accept that he won. He's like doing the... It's like, stop, man. Just walk up there. You're good.
Still don't like Ricky.
But that's this little thing. Like, so he's doing it to like get like, hey, remember this?
That's fine, but I hate it.
I know.
Also, you brought up Eagle earlier about him rolling down the hill and being a child. I actually think Eagle is reverting back in age, and I think he is a child. And I'm actually very worried about Eagle.
He's
seeing all these
his
videos.
inner child.
Dude, I'm watching all these videos of Eagle doing some childish things, like really weird things, and I'm like, I'm worried about you, bro. Like you're finishing like outside the top 50, and you're reverting back in age. God bless.
He's working on it.
I'm done.
I don't know how much you guys watched FPO. I didn't really watch a ton. I think the main storyline for me is Kristen. But before we talk about that, another like FPO tournament that feels like it's just racing to who can lose first. Evelina had a great chance to pick up another win. In typical Evelina fashion, did not putt very well at all, especially in the last round. Well, actually 5 of 5 C1 in the first round, but yeah, after that, just downhill in the 50s and 60s in putting percentages. Missy Gannon picks up a win here in a playoff. But again, the main story for me is like level of concern with Kristen Tatar. I'll go ahead and start not very high. There's something about this course. I don't know what it is. Something about this course is no bueno for Kristen. If you don't remember, this was like the European Championship tournament that she gave up like a 16-stroke lead in the last round and was crying like walking down the last fairway to win by one. Something about her playing here or in Estonia just does not go well for her. But what are you guys thinking about Kristen coming off this tournament?
That Porsche, man, driving that bougie Porsche around just kind of like gets to you, you know? I'm not concerned about Kristen one bit. The big takeaway I take away from the tournament is nobody wanted to win. So it was like, I think Missy got the 14 under through like 12 or 13 holes and then just kind of like fizzled out. And then she was like, oh, I guess I got to go into a playoff with Evelina. And then Evelina missed a circle one putt. And it was just, I don't know. It kind of felt bad. It was really anticlimactic. You wish there was actually a bigger finish with FPO, and especially with Kristen. Like if Kristen was playing better, would more people been more engaged? Who knows? Because it felt like Kristen was out from the beginning. So I don't know. All I gotta say is get Kristen over to the States, and she's gonna start dominating again. I think that's what it's gonna come down to.
Corey, you thought about Kristen at all in any way, shape, or fashion since this tournament?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. Only other thing I had for this event was just thoughts on the venue. Obviously, this is going to be replacing or taking place of the European Open next year as those courses host Worlds. I got a quick and easy point. This is Europe's Rock Hill. Like, this is kind of a questionable course that we're going to have a lot of man-made OB on, but you hear nothing but praise from the players on, like, we get treated as professionals here. The venue's sick. Like, this is, as a player, this is the best thing ever. So I think that's what it is. I don't mind the course being easy and or questionable, just because the overall experience is that much better. The only other thing I was going to say is we always talk about wanting non-endemic sponsors for disc golf events. In the list of sponsors for this tournament were Nike and AMD. So I think they're doing a good job of getting people excited about disc golf over there in Estonia. Yeah. I'm sure that Kristen helps.
Who's in charge of making European Open next year?
I guess it's UC, or is he in charge of Worlds?
I don't know. And are they going to be a week apart, or is this going to be different?
I don't know the schedule.
It's going to be it'll be very fascinating if European Open is in July. They come back over to States for a month and then they go back. I'm sure that's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what it's going to be. But hey, you know what? If Worlds is supposed to be a Worlds, then I'm fine with it. To be honest, it should be like that. You know, it's the World Tournament. But
yeah. Well, I just mean I think if the crew that's making European Open next year knows what they're doing, then they can make these courses like 10 times better. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be artificial OB. They could actually like add things to it because they have an entire year to do this.
Yeah, they got a good amount of time to play. And real quick, Brixton Disc Golf, we're having some discussions about Eagle's AI-generated Wind Dragon song in the chat. Brixton Disc Golf in the chat is mentioning that they inspired him to reach out to acquire the suit worn in that video. Yeah, that would be incredible. That would be absolutely insane.
I don't know if you'll be able to get a piece of that.
I hope so.
Dude, if he should auction that off, I bet somebody would want it. I bet it could go for at least $1,000. I bet I bet somebody crazy would buy it.
Yeah, but to eagle $1,000 or having his dragon costume.
It's fair.
He probably sleeps in that thing.
Yeah, could be.
That's a great point. I would not doubt that.
I want to mention so Taylor's talking about, like, the course, all this stuff for European Open. I loved everything they did with, like, they came out, they got all excited, they announced everybody, they put everyone on a large screen, and then I don't know if you guys saw at the end, they had the top 3 players who finished on the podium like it was a Formula One finish, and they're popping champagne and stuff like that, and they're having the trophy. Like, that was so cool. Like, it just felt
sick.
Like professional sport.
It felt like a sport. Yeah, it felt instead of like, random guys in the woods.
So, like, what everyone's talking about is everything except the course because of everything they did, which I think is awesome. Like, when, I don't know, I like it. I thought it was awesome what they did. I have no problems with it as long as it's a great spectacle like they put on next year. Dude, I just don't care. I think it's awesome.
Matt, this is criminal.
How much money does the Pro Tour make?
Jeez, Matt.
Not
what
much.
Would you say?
How much money does the Pro Tour make? Do they make enough money to buy some, like, big screen TVs for every hole? Because that's the coolest thing ever. Being able to throw a shot and then see where it lands on a.
Well, that was. That's mainly the Beast, though.
Yeah, but why don't we have that everywhere?
That's a good point, but we
got to remember. I've been thinking about this more recently. Like, we got to remember, it was not but a couple of years ago that the Pro Tour had to be bought by an outside investor to not go under. Like,
true. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the European Disc Golf Festival. Really sad that Kevin Jones and Paige Pierce didn't show out for this one. I thought the environment would really help them, but overall, very fun event. We're gonna move on into. I'm excited for this one. We submitted some anonymous, except I got to see him and Corey got to see him, so half anonymous top 10s from.
I've been left in the dark.
The graphic. Mid-year MPO top 10s. So these are the lists. I don't know if we want me to, like, actually go through and read all these, or Tyler, if you want to just take a look at the screen for a minute, since me and Corey have already looked at this. But Corey, I'll start with you. Does anything about these lists stand out to you in particular?
Not at all. Probably the fact that I have Chris Dickerson in there. That's the one.
Can you send me the graphic so I can see it at this point?
I can.
Yeah.
Because I have the stream open on my side window, but I can't read it because it's too small, because I have in such a small window. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. But in all honesty, everyone's top 1 through 5 is pretty much identical, maybe just in a different order. After that, it's more or less, do you have opinions? And personally...
Wow, Matt has Paul Macbeth as 4. That's so recency bias, it's not even funny. Why does Matt have Cole Redolin in 9th when Cole Redolin hasn't done anything? Sorry, Matt, you're not here to really defend yourself.
That is kind of questionable. I didn't notice that, but that is a little questionable. I will say,
so, Taylor, why don't you just get right to the point about what you're upset about with my top 10? Curious.
No, yeah, I just had 2 things. One of them is with both of you guys having AB above Ricky. I think having AB above Ricky is a little criminal. Just given... I was looking at the head-to-head stats and Statmando. I just pulled it up because I had already forgot them. So AB does have the win. Like, that is the fact in, like, AB's column is it's 3-2 wins wise. But it would, like, Ricky's top 10 percentage. So you're angry
at us because why?
Because Ricky through the season has been a much more consistent performer. On the podium, 1,000,000,000% more than AB. In the top 10, 40% more than AB. He's just... I feel like that's not given. I feel like, okay, here's my actual qualm, and it's mainly with Tyler's list. If you're gonna give AB the nod over Ricky for the win, you also have to have Simon on your list because he has a win.
I knew it. So I debated that one a lot, but Gavin has beat Simon 8 out of 11 times they've played against one another, and Simon keeps on missing events. So I could not put. It was an anomaly that he won. good for him. It was a great win. And I hear you. And I knew that was going to happen, which is why I kind of did it. I'm not going to lie. But Gavin is like, if I had to put, this is how I really did this. I swear to you. I thought if I had to put money on someone, who would I rather put money on? And I would rather put money on Gavin.
The guy that doesn't have money.
Yeah, he's feeding himself, man. Simon's good.
Funny, right? Yeah. So I would rather put money on Gavin than Simon to show up to an event and do well. And guess what? Simon showed up to your European Open like 2 days before. His practice tournament was President's Cup, and then didn't play well in European Open. Shocker. You know, that stuff like disappoints
Simon's
me.
got something, one at majors, but especially European Open. Like, I feel like Simon is just such a known player to like get in his head and like play, you know, the mental game gets to Simon a lot. And I think not only just the majors, but European Open specifically just destroys that man.
Yeah, I think so too. Am I the only one? Oh no, Taylor has Ezra Robinson, but has Ezra at 9. Matt doesn't have Ezra Robinson on his list. That's
yeah, but he has Cole Redall. Like,
he said that was an oopsies.
How much stock are we put in Matt's list?
Matt in the chat said that was an oopsies. Well, that was a big oopsies, Matt. So, but I think the big one is he's got Calvin down in 8, and Calvin has 2 wins this year. He's got Matty O over Calvin. Matt, I wish you were
got Paul
on tonight.
Over Calvin.
I would be blasting you so much harder than I am now, but. That's
that's all. I didn't really notice that one either, but yeah, Paul, Kyle, and Nicholas and Matteo over Calvin is also pretty criminal.
Corey, is Simon that high on your list just because he's got to win? I'm not even gonna blast you. I'm just curious.
No, that and the fact that when he does come to play, he plays. Like, he looks like he's doing what he should. So, like, I don't know how to explain that more than that. Like, he looks very on point when he does show up.
Yeah. So hold on, I gotta address something real quick in the chat. Matt says, "Bro, it won't be when he wins Ledgestone." So Matt, you're telling me. Hold on, Matt? What are you telling me exactly? Who's gonna win Ledgestone?
Cole, I think, but you're still telling me.
No. I don't think it's Cole. He said Cole was an accident. I think he was saying Matteo. When Matteo wins Ledgestone over Calvin. I think is what he's saying. Calvin won this tournament, I think, 2 years ago because he shredded Northwood Black. I remember that. So, I don't know.
But isn't Ledgestone only at Eureka Tent this year because of Champions Cup?
No, it's at another course as well. That's not. That's not.
Is it where the FPO plays usually? What is it?
It's
Sunset Hills?
Yep, Sunset Hills.
But yeah, we'll talk about Ledgestone later, but Broderick's got a great point in the chat that I'm not super excited about Ledgestone. I'm not going to lie. Like, everybody's getting there today/tomorrow from Europe, and it's going to be... I don't think we're going to see players at their best, unfortunately. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody outside of the usual suspects that we have in our top 10 will kind of make their way back. Like, I think of somebody like Ezra Robinson having an incredible chance here as being someone that didn't go to Europe to really show out and perform at Ledgestone.
Yeah. Broad says in the comments too, Snooze Fest, that Ledgestone is going to be. Why did they have a tournament a week right after the festival? I guess they didn't think people were going to stay for that. I don't know. It's weird. Scheduling was weird there, in my opinion.
So Matt thinks Cole is going to win.
Yeah, all of a sudden Matt's cooking something over there.
Matt doesn't know. No. Matt doesn't know what he wants. First, he says in the chat, Cole was an oopsies, and now he's saying he's going to win. Matt's delusional. Matt, there's a reason why you're not on tonight. There you go.
We got
buddy.
Receipts in the chat. No, but outside of those couple things, I mean, I don't think there's any surprises here. I think Matt's got Paul a little high, but you know, again, recency bias. I have him at 6, so I can't really say that much. He's definitely been popping off recently.
Why does Matt have Kyle Klein over Nicholas? Matt, your whole list is jacked up. I'm done with you.
Yeah, it's not. It's questionable.
He also sent it to me in 3 separate messages,
Matt is
so I don't know what's going on with him.
Matt's getting on.
Is coming to defend himself.
Get Matt on. Let's go.
Oh, he's hoping on.
Give me just a one-on-one at this point.
Matt did send that in 3 separate, like it was like 1 through 4, 5, 6.
He was thinking.
And then 7 through 10.
All right. So one thing, Broad says Cole could be a good pick. I'm going to say it's not a good pick because he's been injured. That's the only thing I'm going to really say. And he's not been playing that well this year. So if he plays well, good for you. I've been known for saying people are going to suck and then they, pop off. So Cole won't even finish in the top 20. I'm saying it right now.
There it is. Scott in chat asked if Kyle has won. I do not believe Kyle's won this year.
Not this year.
Okay. I didn't think
he hasn't.
That's the reason why he's been consistently up there. Has he not? Let's
he
we'll
has.
throw Kyle Klein up here.
That's why Kyle was 6 for me. He couldn't surpass Nicholas because Nicholas has got that win. Yeah. So, is Matt getting on or nah?
Not a bad season here from Kyle. I feel like I just kind of bumped Kyle up there just consistency wise. But Kyle's weird to me, man. I feel like I don't understand why Kyle doesn't win more. Is Kyle the young Matteo?
He's pooping his pants. He's pooping his pants.
Is Kyle Klein the next generation's Matteo?
Yes, Matteo and Kyle Klein are like. No, that can't be right. No, we gotta take that back.
I think
Kyle Klein's a major. He's a major champion.
That is true. Yeah, he does have that.
I think Kyle's mental just isn't there. Like he does pout when he starts to fall behind.
I feel like Kyle is like one of those people that's like, I'm gonna go play disc golf. If I play good, that's sick. If I don't, I got a van and my girlfriend and a dog, and I don't care. Whereas like your savages like Ricky and Paul are like, if I don't win this tournament, I'm not eating for a month.
Right.
Yeah. Even though they make the most money.
But it's up to your fan.
Yeah.
Kyle's making 6 figures too, though.
Yeah.
I think, and when they released his contract a couple years ago, like it was up there. It was like a top 5 contract. I think
Kyle's like the good Kevin Jones. Like he's just out there slinging frisbees. Just mentality wise, I think Kyle's the good Kevin Jones.
I love how Matt says, wait 1 second. Oh, right, there he is.
Hold on.
He's got the Pit Viper. So what do you think you are, Drew Gibson? With a bucket hat?
I gotta
who
set
invited
Matt
Matt's
up here.
uncle?
Oh.
All right.
Here we
Wait,
go.
am I live? Taylor, let me know if I'm live.
You're good now.
All right. I don't remember my list. I'll be honest with you. I gotta look. I gotta look here. Listen here. I'm out on a boat enjoying my day. I get a ping of service, and Corey says top 10 now, and it's my job to send a top 10. And I'm not really locked in. I'll be honest with you, but I think everyone respects my Gannon, Ricky, AB. You might ask Paul Macbeth why. This is not only recency bias.
He doesn't even have a win, Matt. He doesn't have a win. Neither does Kyle Klein, and you have both of them over Nicholas.
He has unlimited wins.
Kyle, no, stop. Explain to me right now, Calvin Heimberg an 8, and he's got 2 wins.
Hold on. Unlimited
He's a
wins.
little freak,
We're
man.
talking about.
He's a little freak.
We're talking about mid-season this year.
Yeah, Corey, we are talking about that. I'm so glad you brought that up, actually. Here's the thing, though. He still has the showing of a consistent winner that we're now seeing come back and look like he's going to start to win again. So why would I not?
Who's had a better year, Paul Macbeth or Calvin?
You can say Calvin.
You're done. You're
No.
You're cooked.
Calvin can't even throw a forehand, bro.
You're cooked.
Calvin's too.
When you're on that boat, did you put on some like sunscreen, like SPF 50? Because you're gonna need it. I'm bringing heat.
No.
Go ahead, say something. What's another one you want to explain? Explain to me why Cole is on your
Cole
list.
Redolin isn't. Cole Redolin. Okay, no. My first 6, I'm 100%. I'm feeling that. Okay.
You stand by those.
Cole Redolin.
Oh my gosh, he's first 6. He's not going to put Calvin in the top 6.
Cole Redolin, oopsie daisies, doesn't matter. He's going to win Ledgestone, and I can put him on the list. Okay, that's taken care of.
You're telling me that Kyle Klein and Nicholas Antala, you're standing by having a better season this year than Calvin Heimberg?
Stop it right now. Hold on. This is the last thing I'll say.
Yeah. I'm standing by.
It's the last thing I'll say in argument because we could go at this all night and we don't want this to be a 2-hour podcast like it used to be. My last thing I'll say to you, Matt, is this. If you're so confident in your list, you will put money on it that Kyle Klein and who do you have up in front of him? and Nicholas Ansela. No. Who is it?
Paul.
Oh, you'll put money on it that all those top 7 guys will finish above Calvin Heimberg at this tournament then.
At which tournament?
Ledgestone.
All those guys will finish up above Calvin Heimberg.
Shoot,
Let's run it.
I'll just say Nicholas and Matteo.
And Matteo, we're at in. Let's run it.
So you think Nicholas and Matteo will finish higher than Calvin Heimberg at Ledgestone?
Yeah, sure.
What are we putting on the line here? Because it could be one new disc from our sponsor, FoundationDiscs.com, for any of your disc golf needs.
All right. One new disc from FoundationDiscs.com.
I'm just saying.
And you have to use the app.
Yeah.
And I'll use the app.
My unverified affiliate link that isn't live.
And Taylor's unverified affiliate link. I'll run it. Okay. In all seriousness, here, I will take off the things because I can't actually see any of you right now. In all seriousness, like the first 6 of those are good picks, and the rest I thought Corey needed to make the graphic, so I had to throw together a list that I wasn't thinking. But now I'm going to commit to that list because I'm a man of my word. So, will I probably lose money? Sure, certainly.
That's a terrible excuse. Get your uncle back on the screen.
Dude, my uncle can't be around anymore.
Where's Marty?
But no, I'll stand by them because I made them last second. But I really made them because I was like, oh crap, I think I was supposed to send this a couple hours ago, and just raw send it to Corey. I could have been wrong though, but I'll stand by it. One new disc from FoundationDiscs.com where you can use the affiliate link Ursa 10.
Me, Corey, and Taylor have the same top 5 guys in our top 5 list.
Yeah.
Yo, what's the only difference, Calvin?
We all have Calvin and we all have Nicholas. You don't have either.
Right, because I've got
Nicholas at 6.
Gannon, Ricky, AB, Paul.
Yeah.
Kyle.
And then Kyle there. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the only exception, or that's the only difference in the top 5 there. It's more of in my head, I was running more of a top 5 list than I was a top 10 list.
All right.
But I'll stand by it. Continue.
All right.
No, there's nothing to continue. I'm done.
I will say I do owe everyone my deepest apologies. I did forget to put the picks update. So here's the picks update for everybody from the Disc Golf Festival. Big week for your boy. So we're back in our quest against defeating Tyler. But I got 3 for Ricky with the win and a point for Mauri Villman in the dark horse position. And then Tyler got a point for my GOAT, Paul Macbeth. I was really hoping that Aaron Gossage was going to win this event just for Corey's dedication to Aaron Gossage.
It would have been a wild comeback.
But
well, the thing is, we're playing like golf, right? Low score wins.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a tight race. Corey could just get 2 weeks in a row perfect, and then he's literally right back in it.
Still 2 majors left as well, so a lot of things can happen in the picks race. With that, Matt, are you hanging out for a little bit, or you got to go?
I can hang out for a little bit, yeah.
Let's
get
go.
the picks while Matt's here, and then kick Matt out of here. I'm so done with Matt already.
All right,
bring back your uncle.
Let me pull up a Google Sheets here.
Matt, you're on crack.
Dude, a little bit of crack on vacation never hurt nobody.
A little zest never hurt anybody.
I mean, he was wearing pit vipers.
Corey, what's the order you want?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Oh,
I gotta see who's playing this event.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I can't check anything because the second I close out of the app to check anything else, it just makes me disappear. So
that is a GG.
I'm also just raw dogging this one too.
I mean,
it's definitely going to go better than your top 10 list.
We can still hear you, so you can.
I guess. I mean, no respect for the audio listeners, but
I mean, anyone you think that should be there will be there. That's what it looks like.
Everyone's back in the States, so I should be fine here.
Except for some European guys.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Nicholas is not going to be there. I would say, honestly, don't pick any European guys.
Okay.
Corey, what's our order?
Let's go. Let's go me, you, Matt Taylor.
Matt Taylor. Okay, give me 1 sec.
I'm pretty sure Matt Taylor is a professional skateboarder.
He is.
Yeah.
Cut. Paste.
Gotta bring up the world rankings as well for my dark horse selection.
So it's Corey, Tyler, Matt, Taylor. Okay.
Alrighty, Corn Bob, lead us off.
All right, I need some points, so I'm just gonna go Gannon.
Yeah.
Safe
Got to,
one.
man.
Yeah.
So it's a good old fashioned good pick.
Yeah.
One interesting thing is that Ricky Wysocki is not on the list.
I do see that.
He's
No
still
Rick
at the
Dog.
rave.
He's still at the festival.
Just in spite of Matt, I feel like I have to do this. I'm taking Calvin.
I love that, and I was hoping that was going to be the case.
Yeah, I have to. When he wins, I'm throwing it in your face.
Give me AB.
What is with
Antonio
you and
Barella.
AB? You love AB.
He's
I'm
coming
an
back.
AB enthusiast.
He's coming
Well,
back.
I think AB is a like dramatic spurts of really good player, and so you just got to hit those times.
Sorry.
And
I'm reading the chat. Scott said, "We get it, Corey. You like skateboarding."
Oh,
Hey,
that was
I
deserved.
am a
That was deserved.
skateboarder.
Best comment.
I'm as much of a skateboarder as Tyler is a golfer.
That's true.
Hey, I'm going to take some guys who have done really well here before, and I'm going to take Chris Dickerson, and then I'm going to take the man himself. I'm going to take Paul Macbeth.
Dang, I was hoping you would slip back to me.
yeah, I feel like that's crazy. You know, as much as Paul Macbeth is up there on my list, bro's coming straight back. I feel like his age is showing this year.
Come on, Matt. Take Matty O. Take Kyle Klein.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is it back to me already? No, Taylor's
It
got
is.
another pick, right? Oh,
Oh,
it
it
is
is
back
back to you. He
I
said
will take
Macbeth
Kyle
and-
Klein, actually.
Yep. He's gonna do nothing for you.
The Kyle Klein slander coming out here.
I'm gonna go with the guy who was already back in the States. So Ezra Robinson.
Yeah, I figured I wouldn't be able to get him, but I wanted him.
Yeah, you screwed up there, Matt. I baited you into Kyle Klein and Matty O.
Got him.
I'm baiting
Bro
Matt.
thinks he's-
I'm
he's
taking Matt.
Corey,
Bro
who are you
thinks-
picking that's
He's
not
playing
Aaron
40
Gossage?
chess
I
right
can,
now.
I can go ahead and put Aaron Gossage in, and then who else is Corey picking?
Don't do that to him. Gossage is on the list.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know if this is a course for him. I'm gonna go Corey Ellis.
Wow.
And
Like
this
that?
week's wild card, not the dark horse, but the wild card, is Andrew Marweed.
Interesting. I'm
I
trying
spelled
to.
Corey wrong.
I didn't know if he was an E guy or not an E
He
guy.
is.
He's an E guy.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction.
You know what? I might just do this in spite of Matt. No, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'll take both Robinsons, so I'm gonna take Isaac. I wanted to take Colbert Allin, but I was like, nah, I'm sticking to my guns. I told him he's gonna be outside top 20, so he is.
Okay, give me Culver Dolan.
Yep.
Oldland. I don't know who I'm gonna take here. There's some names left. I think I'm gonna take him because he's still here. I'm gonna take Marty O.
Yep.
Let the rating talk, and hopefully the consistency comes. For a dark horse, coming off a good performance of one of his best performances by far of the year at the festival, I think some good vibes coming in. I'm gonna take Eric Oakley. That's my
Wow.
dark horse.
Rico Ackley.
He had a very emotional post on Instagram.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
The man wants it. I like it.
All right, I will take
Yeah,
Silas Schultz.
popular one.
I don't know if he should still be outside the top 40.
Yeah, he is. And also, I like that as someone that did not go to Europe. It's going to be fresh.
Yeah, that's kind of the why. And he played some event and some A tier took a top 8, so he's probably feeling pretty good right now.
You know what? This guy was on Instagram absolutely grinding, almost naked, Nicola Castro.
I love that, dude. I almost picked him too. All right, Corey, it is your dark horse, my friend.
Where'd he go? Just want to make sure.
Hey, chat, if you're watching us right now, give this video a like. Helps us out a little bit.
Love it.
Yeah, he is. I'm going to go Calvin Lundqvist.
I was taking my guy.
It's a patented Matt pick right there.
I know, but that's been my dog since day one.
That rounds out the squad for Ledgestone. Corey's got Gannon, Corey Ellis, Andrew Marweed, and then Calvin Lundqvist. Taking the stock pick with Gannon and then going off the rails a little bit afterwards, but I love it. Tyler's got Calvin, Ezra Robinson, Isaac Robinson, and Nico LaCastro. Matt's got AB, Kyle Klein, Cole Radalin, and Silas Schultz. And I'm coming in with Chris Dickerson, Paul McBeth, Matty O, and Eric Oakley. I have to have the oldest team by average age here by far. So hopefully the old dogs get it done for me. With that, I'm hoping we can just keep Matt around and transition to our weekly plan segment. We're going to buy and sell some topics in disc golf. And I don't know about you guys. I did not think about this at all before the podcast started, unlike normal. So if anybody is ready to go with a topic they want to talk about, be my guest.
I
have Corey literally just pinned me. I mean, Taylor just pinned me down in this conversation right now, but it works. He got me. He convinced me.
He's here.
We want to start with buy or we want to start with sell?
Oh, whatever you got ready.
Yeah, dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and buy disc golf tiki courses. I don't know if you guys seen these. I just made a video about one of them, even though I barely played it. But they just don't exist, and it's a good way to take, like, if you built a course and then you have old baskets and you want to put new baskets in, you put the old baskets in a putting only course, and it does something and have 18 baskets sit in a shed somewhere, and are pretty fun. I wish I had like more of ones in our area, but everywhere I've seen them, there are just fun little ways to take old stuff or take kind of relics in some ways and use them for a course in a unique way. There's mine.
I support that. I said it already, so I'm just going to double down on it. I'm going to buy that. I don't remember the actual name of the course, but the Disc Golf Festival course, the European Disc Golf Festival course, is going to be Europe's Rock Hill, where just the course and how questionable it is and any changes they made are not going to matter because the production value of the event is so much better than the other events around it. So I think it's going to last for a good long while.
I'm going to buy that. I don't know how to say this. Jeez, wow. Hey, listen, Brad, you got to wait till we get to the sell portion, then you can say what you want to sell.
I'm stealing that for myself.
I'm going to buy, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to double down on something I said. I'm going to buy that putt that Paul missed on 18 is going to haunt him. And I think he's going to have another opportunity like that at some other time this year, maybe a major. And he's going to get some nerves. I hate to say it, but like that's a chink in the armor, and that's a pretty big one in my opinion. So I'm buying that Paul will miss another meaningful putt like that again this season.
Okay. I'm going to buy that more Pro Tour players should start YouTube channels. Because we've noticed now with a lot of the Discraft boys that they all have personalities outside of looking very stern when they're on the course. And also all of the pros easily, if they just announce that they have a YouTube channel, it's already going to blow up way more than Broderick. So there's no, hands down, easy way for them to make some extra money on the side too.
Boom.
Yep.
Big. I'm with you on that one. I would love to see it.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of pros that I don't know what they even sound like, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. Like if Kyle Klein got one, pop off, dude.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'll move us into sells. I got a real quick one. I'm selling Matt's top 10 list because just the more I looked at it, that thing's fraudulent. So let's get that thing out of here. That's terrible.
Yeah. I am selling. See, I don't know how to word this. Maybe I can't use it. I'm going to say it. I don't know how to word this. I'm selling. No, I can't use it for sell. I want to say another buy then real quick because I want to bring this up.
There you go.
I want to bring this
go
up.
for it.
I am buying. I mean, it's just a funny thing I got to bring up at this point, but I'm buying that Drew Gibson is going to make his way into YouTube golf because the man is grinding on Instagram to try to get some collaboration done with a couple like Instagram golfers turning into YouTube golfers. I know I said last week Brody's going to be the one who missed out on that opportunity, but Drew is like all in on trying to make it on YouTube golf. So he posted some wild numbers about his club head speed and whatnot. I was blown away. It's hard to believe it. So anyways, that's my other buy. I guess my sell is that I think my selling, if I had to sell stock, it would be stock in like Cole Redolin. He's overrated. Really sad because I was a big Cole Redolin guy before the season. But whatever he's done, he stinks. He's not winning. He's not doing well. So, and again, like I've mentioned earlier in the show, I have a knack for saying somebody stinks and then they win. So maybe he wins this week.
I'll go ahead. I'm selling Jomez being the only post-produced coverage. So we got obviously other, no, not even post-produced coverage, I should say, but practice rounds, also post-produced coverage. While we were in Europe, and the company that did it, I really enjoyed a lot of their style and stuff like that. I think it's MDG Media. They were obviously like still new to it. I saw it in some of their like camera guys and with the way they were setting up for the practice rounds and like where they were positioning themselves or really bad lighting. But I just liked Jomez having competition. Someone saw that other people can do competent practice rounds, competent post-produced coverage, other than the players. And even some of the players can't do that in a competent way. So I am kind of selling Jomez being the top dog, the only one doing it in that way.
Oh, I guess one of the other buys you could throw in there is that European disc golf over United States disc golf media coverage, the whole 9 yards, dude. Like we are behind. The only thing we're doing level. Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing that we're behind the United States is over Europe is like skill of players, but like, yeah, Europe disc golf is just ridiculous. It's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Who is the European commentator that was like?
They said it was
soft, soothing voice. I can't think of his name.
I saw somebody put a name out there that says Eza, ESA, Eza. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I forgot his name.
Just like you, I'm going to take a buy and just turn it into a sell.
Yep.
I'm selling any other commentator that's not him. Because
there it is.
You like the soothing guys, huh?
The way he talked, the way he pronounced everyone's names correctly, because he's European, so he can pronounce all of ours. Ours are very basic. Ricky Wysocki, everyone knows that. But he can also...
That's it.
Okay. But he can also pronounce all of the European names.
He's messing with us. Never mind.
No, I think that's his full name. It's Ekapeka Polka.
Is it really?
No.
I was going to say, come on, dude. Get out of here.
No, but I do for real, like the way his voice was, it sound like he knew how to kind of like lower his voice when something was very intense or like it was something that was going to change the overall like score. And it really got you like in the moment with the players.
I really liked how when he was when he was excited about a shot, he was like genuinely excited about a shot. And I feel like Nate Doss is the worst example of just like trying to make a shot seem insane or be excited about it for no reason. Like it's just a routine shot.
It sounds so forced.
Yeah. So I really liked that. You know, Corey probably puts it better in just like the control of like his tone with the broadcast and like matching what was happening was much better than most of all of the commentators that we have in the States.
I've thoroughly enjoyed our European swing, so can't wait for next year.
Oh, I've got another sell. We need to sell using the word swing for literally every section of the Pro Tour, because it's the Texas swing, and then it's the West Coast swing, and then it's the European swing, and then it's the swing set, and then like I'm just
Corey,
so sick
do you want unique names for each of those sections, or you just hate the word swing? Okay.
No, we need
Do you want us to just say, hey, we're going to be in Texas for 3 weeks?
No, we need to have like a name for it.
I mean,
like a swing.
I mean, I come from the golf world, and
I don't know if you guys know.
They do the same thing in golf. I'll say that.
I know, but we should.
You want it to be different, okay?
We literally need to do is look up the word swing and just synonyms for swing.
Corey, your job is to come up with what you want to name, all that stuff, and then let us know.
Okay, so next year. I've got a few things I need to do. We're going to redo the tour and make it make sense.
Yep.
I'm going to redesign all of the trophies and make them make sense. And we're going to create the names for all of the not swings.
Okay, done.
All right.
Yep.
Got a big couple weeks out of you here.
Yep.
Big ones.
All right. So with that, we already did our Ledgestone picks. So the last thing we got is a little game I cooked up. So we're gonna transition into a game. I don't know how we're gonna do it with 3 people if Matt's hanging around, but we'll figure it out.
I'll leave. I'll tap out for this one.
Get Matt out of here.
Matt's kicked out.
I'll tap out for this one.
Bye, Matt.
All right.
Bye, Matt.
Good
Love
night,
you.
fellas.
Thanks for coming on so I could roast you to your face.
I know. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, so I am going to show this on the stream. So if you are a contestant, if you could kindly close the stream out, or at least pause it so we still get the viewer count. You know, we need those.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so we're just going to go down each of these categories that Statmando has carved out here for wins, podiums, top 10, and cashed we'll go with. And we'll do a cash per throw as well. That sounds like a fun stat. But essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this list. I have it sorted by who has the most. We've got some real ballers here. I'm going to give you a player, and for this first one, we're going to say their win percentage. I'm going to tell you the player and the win percentage, and then I'm going to tell you another player. With that, you are going to have to tell me if you think that player's win percentage is higher or lower than the original player. So
win
the first
percentage, not like top 10.
Yeah, so the first one we're starting with win. Win is the first one. Our first contestant here is going to be Jennifer Allen. Jennifer Allen has a win percentage of 52.27%. I'm going to go down.
What? Huh? So she wins half of every tournament she plays?
This is PDGA events, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's not just Elite Series majors. This is every tournament in the PDGA.
Everything. Okay.
Yep. So my next person I'm going to compare that to is the GOAT, Ken Climo.
Oh, man. So who goes first?
I think Corey won our last game, so Tyler, you go first. Actually, Tyler, you pick.
I want Corey to go first.
Okay. So we're saying Ken is either higher or lower than Jen Allen?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to say higher.
I got to go higher, too.
All right. It's an offer. Ken Climo has a 50.1 win percentage compared to Jennifer Allen's 52.27.
So it's by like
joking me.
percent.
All right. So we're just going to keep moving down the list. We're going to go with podiums. Let's see here. What do we think? We're going to go with some OGs here. All right. We'll just take the podium percentage of Barry Schultz is 72.64.
Oh, man.
I'm going to give you guys comparatively to Brian Schweberger. Some legends of the game. And we'll alternate. Tyler,
And I go
first
this time. I'm going to go higher again.
It's higher.
It is. So Brian Schweberger's podium percentage is 74.94 in the podium.
Barely.
3/4 of the times that he plays a tournament. So we'll go here
I had a feeling I knew that one because of that one interview that he did.
Yep. I've seen it too.
Here we go. We got we'll go to top 10 percentage here. I'm going to start you guys out with Ricky Wysocki is 88.28% in the top 10. I'm going to give you the comparison of Paul Macbeth.
Okay, say that again. Ricky's top 10 is 80%?
88.28.
And you got Paul Macbeth. So Corey goes first.
Lower.
Sure.
Lower. Yeah.
Both got that one. Yeah, Paul's is 87. So obviously we're in the same ballpark here, but
so close.
There's a lot of folks. To sit
Me and Tyler are talking pretty confident. We're like, yeah, like it's got to be like way lower. It's 1%.
Way lower.
Yeah.
I just figured with the way he's been playing the last couple of years, it's got to be lower.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like these OGs. So we have cashed percent now.
Okay.
The percent of times you played in a tournament that you cashed. I'm going to start out with...
And I go
Let's
first.
See, who do I want to start with here? Who do I start with? I'm going to start out with Paul Ulibarri.
Okay.
Who's got a solid 90% of the events he plays. He is in the cash in. Yep. And we're going to compare that to Dynamic Just
the last one.
Eric McCabe.
Oh, man, I don't know anything about Eric. I'm going to go that Eric is... I don't know anything about him. He's lower.
I'm going to go higher just to be,
Let's cause some separation here. Eric McCabe is higher with a 91.29% cash percentage. I feel like that. I didn't know much about Eric McCabe's career other than, the couple majors, but that I feel like that's impressive. That's pretty solid.
Yep.
All right, we are going to go next to cash per throw. We have a couple more. Cash per throw and then total cash are the last few. So this is honestly pretty wild to look at. Let's see. We'll go back to FPO here. Oh, I like these two. Sorry, I want more juice than that. All right, we're going to go back to Paige Pierce as our example. Paige Pierce in her career has earned $5 for every throw. And we are going to compare that to newcomer Holland Handley.
Ooh, man. Corey goes first.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
It's all right.
I know my answer.
I'm going to say Holland is lower.
Higher.
Yeah, so Holland is higher. I think the benefit of just where the game is based on where their careers are at. Also, pretty insane to just see that as a number. Gannon Burr, $10 a throw. That's pretty good money out there for slinging some frisbees around.
I wonder what it's like.
What is Holland at?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll give you that. Holland is at 682. No, 673, and then Paige was right around 5. Oddly enough, too, Kevin Jones is higher than Paige Pierce on this, $5.07. I think it's just Paige has played so much and in FPO as well.
I wonder what it's like with like Gannon's friends back home. Like Gannon's is Gannon loaded? Like, I don't know.
Spins it all on Legos, so it's hard to
tell. I wonder what they Lego Death Star.
I wonder what that dynamic is like. Like he's a phenomenal disc golfer, but is he actually loaded? Who knows? I don't know.
Wasn't he from Iowa?
Yeah.
Then yes, he's loaded.
All right, this last one is total cash. I honestly haven't even been keeping up with who's got what points, so maybe you guys are at home. Oh, this is tiebreaker. Okay. Total cash here. Some legends of the game. I'll give you guys Avery Jenkins has made $228,000 in his career. I'm going to compare that to Will Shoestrick.
Oh man.
What'd you say, Avery?
228.
I'll go Will is lower.
I gotta go higher.
For all the marbles. Will Schustrick is lower, just barely at 227. But,
Finally get a win. Corey's been
Tyler needed one.
skunking
Tyler
me.
needed one. Interestingly enough, another topic, just to say real quick, since we're looking at total cash, Ricky Wysocki has passed Paul in total cash, both at $744,000. Rick at 660, Paul at 138. So still a very close race, and Barry Schultz is the next closest at 400,000. So it'll be interesting to kind of track that. Like, I definitely think Gannon is just going to absolutely shoot up this list. Just
You would
where the
think
game is
Calvin
now.
would be up that list pretty high too.
Yeah, Calvin is just a few down. Calvin's got 409,000, so he's still just below like the Barrys and Kins and Dave Feldbergs of the world. That being the exact list of just old school players who won like everything they played. But with the money that's in the sport now, I definitely expect to see the younger names just kind of shoot up the list. Gannon is at 283 for reference. Interestingly, just looking through this list, Missy Gannon has won more money than Gannon Burr currently.
Really?
That's kind of wild to think about.
And Missy hasn't been out there for like too long.
And she really doesn't win a ton of events. Just the events she wins just pay very well.
Yeah, big money.
Yep.
Big money Missy.
Speaking of big money Missy, you can go buy yourself a Captain's Thrasher over at foundationdisc.com. Shout out to them for helping us put this podcast / us together. And we'll see you next week. I appreciate everybody that watched. If you are watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. Join us when we record these lives. Currently on Tuesday. That may be updated. We are also available on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you get your podcast from. But it was a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat.
We're
We'll see y'all next
4
week.
subs away from 3 digits on YouTube.
And we will
Help us
give
out.
something away.
We'll give
when that
Matt away.
happens. We'll give Matt to whatever podcast you're on.
You
It's
guys
a
get
clean
to hang
trade.
out with Matt's uncle.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate everybody for watching.
Oh, man. Peace.